Well, all right, fellas. Welcome back to Love Truck Garage. Well, we're going to drag little Bobby out of the weeds over here, and got a couple of days of low humidity and mid 80s. So before the rain comes back, so let's go. Well, here's my first setback of the day. Apparently, there's a wasp nest behind that headlight bezel right there. So yeah, let me deal with that real quick. All right, well, I've never been stung by a wasp before. Let's hope it stays that way. Anyway, they didn't seem to hang around too long, so let's see if we can get this thing moved. All right, guys, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna address this issue. I believe that's kind of pointed downhill a little bit in the front, so I'm going to make me a spacer to make sure each side is even. So I'm gonna cut a piece of wood to fit this side, then I'm gonna bring it over on this side. Oh, dog fight. Anyway, I'll bring it over on this side. I'm gonna trim this back as far as I need to lift that up, and I think it's probably 1/4 of an inch off, maybe a little more. So let me make my little prop. So I had an old grinder with a problem with the cord, and I got tired of changing back and forth from cutting wheel to flap disc, and so I went ahead and rewired that and fixed it. So now I don't have any downtime switching everything out. But got my template made up, and let's start cutting. Alright, here's a quick time lapse of the cutting part. I only had to go back about halfway through that weld. If you look real close, you can kind of see where the weld lets go. Alright, once we got it shimmed up, I went back over the welds and cleaned them up a little bit so I could re-weld it. Well, cutting that weld and lifting that lid up a little bit sure opened that gap up, and the new welder with the gas really helped, but it's like the Grand Canyon, I'm telling you. This is not ideal, but that's what I've got to work with, so I'm just going to make the best of it. I was still dialing in the welder settings, just trying to get it right. The bottom edge of that gap is just paper thin, so I kind of was dragging the weld from the top to the bottom, and it got ugly. At this point, I really just want to get the 4 corners of the cab welded on, and then I can deal with this later. Alright, I'm mocking this front up, and boy, that's an awful lot more to cut out. It seems kind of excess. So I'm measuring 6 times before I start cutting. But it doesn't look bad, but I think it'll be sloped forward just a little bit, which, you know, like I say, it doesn't look too bad. But let me ponder over this a little bit more and figure out what I'm going to do before I start cutting. Well, alright fellas, there we go. I did 2 cuts. I got to clean those edges up so they are closer together, because I got a little room here to go. But what do you think? It's looks chopped. Anyway, and I'm not too worried about this because, you know, this stuff's all floppy. You can move it around. But anyway, let me clean that up a little bit. See if we can't get this thing tacked on today. All right, let's go. All right, this seemed to work pretty good. I got my booger welds on there. It's a big gap in the back, but I'm going to hold off till I'm doing my finish welding for that. just trying to get this thing stuck on there, lined up. But yeah, look at that, it matches. Now, one thing I was a little worried about, was I going to have enough rain gutter? Well, look at there, rain gutter to spare. Not much, but anyway, I'm going to tack that rain gutter in there, and then I think I'm kind of done with this side for now. So let me get that going. Well, alright fellas, that's a good productive morning. I think I've made some progress, but it's hot, man. It's only supposed to be the mid 80s, but it's humid and I am soaking wet, so I gotta take me a break. But that's where we're at. Three sides, three pieces on, one to go. But anyway, got the rain gutter in there, and lots of booger welds. But hey, I feel better than the first day. Anyway, you kind of see where we're going, and if it cools off a little bit, getting the shade this afternoon, I might go at it again, try and get that last piece on. Otherwise, I'm gonna start on that tomorrow morning. Alright, we'll be back. Well, alright fellas, it is the next day, and 70 degrees. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna try to knock this out before it gets too hot. I was pretty beat after yesterday, but I did come out late in the evening and kind of mocked up where I'm headed on this side. I still got to cut that front piece, but let's try and get this corner on there today. So I just nibbled away at the windshield post, trying not to cut too much and trying to get the angle right. I will say I was a little bit nervous at this point, because this is my last piece to get on, and I haven't screwed anything up too bad yet. I was definitely sweating at this point. So I just kind of went back and forth between test fitting and cutting, test fitting and cutting, until I dialed it in. Yesterday afternoon, while I was resting up, I asked ChatGPT to show me a picture of this truck when it's finished. If you wait till the very end, I'll drop that picture after the outro. Alright guys, it's been about an hour, and I kind of nibbled my way up to approximately where I want it. The rain gutter's not too close, but I think it's more important to have the windshield close than this, so that I can just tap that back up when I need to. But oh, there it is. Let me break out the welder and just get that thing tacked on. Alright, booger welds are there. Feels pretty tight, but alright, I'm gonna make my rain gutter piece right here, and then maybe we'll tack that front windshield gap. So let me do some fabricating. Well, alright fellas, there it is. Got that tops all buttoned together. That side wasn't that easy. I got to the end there. You know how it is, you're a quarter of an inch off one place, and by the time you get to the end, but I think I can fix it. This rain gutter's a little bit crooked, but you know, there's still room for adjustment. I can jack that up. But anyway, that's enough for one old man for a day. Too bad. I measured my 72 and compared it to this, and it's a full 5-inch drop, 5-inch chop. So just got to do all the little trimmy stuff now. I kind of made this piece to go in there. I still got to make the other side. Oh, it was sticking in there real good there for a second. Anyway, got to trim that up. There's plenty left to do, but we're coming into the blazing hot time of summer. so I'm not sure how much I'll do this summer. I do still have this piece, and that's going to be for that gap right there. I'm going to trim that up, and we'll do that later. And then I've got this old hood over here, and hopefully it's got enough good sheet metal on there. I'm gonna use my surfacing tool and see if I can clean it up and use this. Otherwise I'll just go buy some more. I think the roof is 16 gauge, but anyway, we'll see what happens. But hey, that's a day's work. Pretty happy with that. Got some nice cloud cover, keeping it semi-cool, but I am soaking wet head to foot from sweat. I was dripping just like when I did my sunroof. But anyway, there's little Bobby with his head shaved off. Lots to do, but we made some progress. Well, alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I do appreciate you watching. This is a bucket list item that I'm trying to cross off my list. And I do appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Well, here's ChatGPT's version of Little Bobby, but unless I win the lottery, it's never going to look like that. And for some reason, it put a Dodson logo on the fender. Isn't that weird? Take it easy, fellas. We'll see you next time.